Everyone, welcome to another episode of Independent Artists Unite Song Series. Today, featuring the genius Scott, Andy Smith from Burnt Log, to celebrate and communicate about our new collaboration, It's a Miracle.
Hello. Hello, Scott. Good to see you.
You know, it's funny when we do these collaborations because usually it comes together really fast and then it's usually planned far out in the future. That seems to be the case with us a lot of times. And so it's like, it also helps with my brain damage that when the song actually comes out, I'm like, oh, oh, oh.
Yeah. You're a man of many collaborations. You must lose track of the amount of people you've collaborated with, the amount of people you've collaborated with, and they're just popping out every week now, aren't they?
Well, I lose track of my own songs as well. It's uh,
Yeah,
it's a strange life.
you're very prolific. Let's say that. Yeah, I put in the post about this one. I think I traced it back to February when we first spoke about this,
Okay, yeah.
um, because I'd
Yeah,
sent you the other song, the last collaboration we did. And then you had also countered me with another collaboration suggestion, which was this one, which
oh,
was
that's right.
called Racer X, which I thought was
Racer X, right.
a cool name. So perhaps you would like to explain to the listeners what Racer X was about.
Yeah, well, it's funny when we first started this, I was house sitting for one of my health coaching clients that I've since lost. But yeah, she had this like multi-million dollar house on the beach kind of thing in Denmark. And so I was like really living in the lap of luxury. And she has bathtubs that are like actually my size, I'm 186 centimeters or 6'1". And so most bathtubs are just a slap in the face to me, but she's got these really
Well,
big bathtubs. So I was in the reason why I mentioned that is I was in the bathtub all the time, and then I found myself to be very creative uh, in the bathtub.
yeah,
So I
why
think
not?
I actually, yeah, conceived of Racer X in the bathtub. I just had this um, kind of fast-paced synth thing going on.
I've got it. I've got it here.
Oh,
Would you want to
really?
listen
Oh,
to
yeah,
the
let's hear it.
original
Let's hear
just for
it.
a little blast of it? Because I think it ended up pretty different,
Yeah.
but the original was right, here we go. You hearing that?
Oh, no, I can't hear it.
Hearing that?
No, sometimes it's hard because the it competes on
That's a shame.
the
I didn't know
microphone.
whether I'd be able to play it out of the computer while I'm talking to you at the same time, but maybe I can. I could try. Anyway, so
Maybe,
carry on.
yeah, maybe I can find it too. Um, yeah, well, it was this. Oh, oh,
See if I can play this.
oh, yeah, I have Racer X here. Let me see if you can hear it on mine. Can you hear that?
No. Oh yeah, I can hear that. Yeah. Oh no, it's playing out of mine now. Could you hear mine? I was playing it out of the computer. This is really, really, but technically bad. Let's just forget about that. Move on. Just continue with the story.
Well, yeah, it reminded me of Racer X for some reason, which is the this mysterious character in Speed Racer animated series that I grew up with. And
Yeah,
so,
I've never seen that program. I don't know if it made it to the UK or not. I remember you telling me about it, but I've never heard of it.
yeah, it was like he was this mysterious character that it turned out to be Speed Racer's brother, but he would kind of Speed Racer was always entering these races, and it was the kind of like cross country race where you're shooting missiles at each other and stuff. and and whenever the bad guys would team up on Speed Racer, all of a sudden, in comes Racer X to save the day, and he's not even registered for the race or anything like that. You know, he was just like this outlaw kind of do-gooder to Speed Racer. Yeah, and so I just had this idea of Cool Hands. Was it Cool Hands Grip the Wheel or something like
Cool
that?
Hands Grip the Wheel, yeah.
Cool Hands Grip the Wheel.
Trying to feel something
Trying to
real.
feel something real. Yeah, because this was
Yeah.
the thing too, is that Racer X had a lot of trauma from this crash he was in and all that stuff, and he never showed his face. His face was covered. Yeah, but then you came up with this whole idea, like that you've done a couple times, which is kind of write an entire song around my idea that I had, that transforms it into this. It always reminds me, not to put us in that category, but it always takes me back to, like, if you've read how Queen and David Bowie did Under Pressure. Yeah, because apparently they were in separate rooms and writing the idea was that they each would write a song to the music and then come together and try to fit it together. And that reminds me a lot of what ends up happening with us. And you had this great idea about well, you talk about where your idea took off from.
Right. Well, first of all, for the music, I thought your track was quite unusual sounding, like a lot of your demos are. You've got odd rhythms and your sort of stabbing keyboard thing that you had going, and then your voice sort of carrying, it was kind of like a cathedral type sound. I thought your voice sounded like an instrument in itself. So I wanted to do something with guitars, like I'm always drawn to, and I keep wanting to get you in a guitar sort of situation, because I'm not used to hearing you doing your synth thing. But you've been doing a lot with Hex Forms, is it, recently?
Yeah,
you've been doing a lot of, like, pure goth stuff. Sounds like the Sisters of Mercy to me. Like, I mean, perfect production of back in the day. It sounds great. I love it. So anyway, I tried to reproduce. I wanted to preserve what you'd done, because I knew I was going to go off in my usual way and do all of this other crazy stuff. So, but I wanted to make sure that I honored your original musical input. So I tried to copy your synth line on guitars, and I chopped it up to try and make it sound more robotic and precise. So I had that going on in the background. But then I thought I would use your voice as an instrument in itself. So I sort of didn't pay attention to what the Racer X thing was about, and I didn't really understand what it was about at the time anyway. So I kind of disregarded whatever you were singing about, and then I was looking for something to sing about myself, to write a whole load of stuff. So I did what I always do, because I don't base a lot of stuff on my own reality, because it's far too dull. So sort of just go out and start researching stuff and watching YouTube videos and stuff. So I was searching around and I came across the idea of fraudulent faith healers. And I started off, I remembered a program that was done by a magician guy called Derren Brown. I don't know if he's famous outside of the UK.
I'm not sure, yeah.
But he basically makes programs where he sort of debunks magic and shows you how things are done through mind control and all this kind of stuff. So he had done an episode of that about faith healing, and he decided to get a guy, just an ordinary guy, train him up in all the tricks that he knew about faith healers, and then send him across to America to try and pass him off as a real faith healer, see if they could get away with it. So it was a fascinating program, and they did actually get away with it with this guy. They just taught him all the tricks. So I read lots of stuff. I watched lots of YouTube videos, and I ended up with this, basically cherry picking every part of all these famous TV and evangelists and faith healers and the fraudulent things that they'd done and how they did them. And I sort of placed them into this song. And the message of the song is really about, I mean, I don't have any real faith apart from music, but I think, so I was on dangerous ground. I don't like singing about stuff I don't really understand, but I wasn't mocking faith at all. It was more about the faith healers, and the message of the song is what you believe is important, and what's so despicable about these people is that they have conned you and told you that it doesn't work because you're not believing strongly enough about it and stuff like that. So that was the message I was getting from all these documentaries, and there's loads of them about. So I think the message of the song is your faith is real, and don't listen to these people, and don't be fooled by them, and don't let them, these despicable individuals, tell you that your belief isn't strong enough. It's them, that they're just crooks trying to take your stuff. So yeah, that's about it. Yeah, but it's a vast area. We don't have as much of it in the UK as I know there is in America with your TV evangelists and stuff like that. I mean, is that something that you are aware of growing up in America?
Yeah, there was always, there was like different levels of it, you know. There was just like this thing called the 700 Club that was with who was that, with Pat Robertson or something like that, I don't know. But that was just like a bunch of like, it was like a talking heads, you know, discussion, you know, where they're just talking, you know, real facts, you know, drawn from the Bible. And
Mhm.
and then there was ones where they're more um, popular, like televangelists, you know, uh, that that would like, I think, really, you know,
The guys that I found out,
pontificate, yeah,
yeah,
pontificate in a over the top way, but they weren't doing the faith healing things. And then there's
yeah.
the just flat out faith healing.
So some of the guys that I was focusing on, have you heard of a guy called Peter Popoff?
No, I haven't.
He he got caught out by, there was another magician in America at this time called James Randi, who made it his life's work to debunk all of these faith healers, and he managed to. It was on one of your American late night chat shows
Mm.
that he had him on there, and they set up Peter Popoff because he used to use an earpiece, and his wife would tell him stuff about all the people he was supposedly
Uh,
healing because of the information they'd gleaned before they were coming into the studio. So they would pass on the message into the earpiece. So he basically got done live on TV. But the sad thing is, he's I don't know if he's still alive now, but then for many years, I think the rest of his life anyway, he was still basically making money from doing the same thing,
yeah.
just in a sort of a smaller scale and not on the TV.
Yeah,
And
it's kind of easy for me. I think it's actually, until you really did your part on this song, I think it's easy for me to just dismiss this stuff because it seems so ridiculous. But there are like very real victims of this, you know, and
absolutely,
yeah,
some
and
people have actually died because they've been told that they shouldn't be, they just use their belief and they don't need this medicine anymore. And so
yeah,
the cancer people have come off of their medication a bit at the end. And I'm saying about throw away your insulin and stuff like that. And people who believe, they get told that if you just have enough faith, then it's all going to be fine. And people have actually died, and it's really, really criminal.
yeah.
Um, some other people that I looked up, I've got my notes written here. I'm prepared this time.
Oh wow, notes.
There's a at the end of the what I'm focusing on was one of the things I found most remarkable is I watched a report on CNN or something like that, and it was about two particular TV evangelists. One guy called Jesse Duplantis, and another guy called Kenneth Copeland, and they both got fleets of private jets that they jet all over the world,
Mm,
supposedly to spread the gospel and do all this kind of stuff. And the focus of this report that I watched was Jesse Duplantis was on TV trying to get his followers to give him millions. He needed 70 million for a Falcon X private jet, which can break the sound barrier and all this crazy stuff. It's Bluetooth enabled. It's got noise limiting, acoustic technology, and entertainment center. It's got an optional flight shower. So all of this stuff, he was basically telling his followers that he needed $70 million to buy one of these so that he could fly around the world preaching the gospel. And he said, you know, Jesus wouldn't have went around on a donkey, so why should he needs his jet, and he's got four of them. And this other guy, Kenneth Copeland, he's got a load of jets as well. And he got there's a brilliant YouTube video of somebody door stopping him. He was about to get in his car, and they run up with a microphone and start interviewing him about what he said about his private jet. And he had said he doesn't want to get on a commercial airline because it's like getting in a tube full of demons, he said. So this woman said to him,
Well,
what did you mean by that? And you should watch the video because there's just a sort of like red mist comes over him and he really gets caught out and he's just, I put it in our video that I've made for the song.
oh yeah.
And it's just really revealing. The guy just looks so crazy and oh man, fascinating to me. Yeah.
I forgot to ask you if you could read the lyrics for us. Do you have them
Yes,
handy by chance? Yeah.
I do this time. I know how this works. I've learned now.
Okay, yeah.
I was going to put on an accent or something when I did it, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Okay, so
Southern American.
yeah, possibly. But I'm not going to make a fool of myself or offend anybody today. So the catchers will bring them upon the stage, and all the way through this, I'm going to explain what I learned about it. So
Yeah,
the
yeah,
catchers,
that's good.
people who are the henchmen of the faith healer. There's always loads of them there because when faith healer is slaying people in the spirit and are falling down, they need all these people to basically catch them so they don't hurt themselves.
Oh,
So these people are sent out into the audience to pick the people, the right people who've already, the faith healer already knows about because they filled in a little card before they even got in there telling them what their problems were and stuff. So the catchers bring them up on the stage where we'll grow this leg, fix this vertebrae. So I learned about the growing the leg trick from Derren Brown, the magician guy I was talking about, where they'll put them on a seat sideways and they'll basically get their shoes as people are looking at them side on and they'll slightly, by sleight of hand, they'll tip one of them off the heel to make it look like they've got one leg longer than the other. And then they'll do the stuff and then they'll start to slightly move it back so everyone can see that the leg looks as though it's getting shorter. So incredibly, like people fall for that. So adrenaline no longer masks the pain. You struggle to walk because he's broke your cane. So that's also in the reel that I've made for this song or Instagram, where the faith healer will actually snap people's canes and then the people will hobble out of the place after the ceremony and they'll be in real difficulty getting home because they've got no walking sticks anymore. So it's a miracle, it's a miracle, it's a miracle. Devils of blindness go, devils of deafness leave by his magical right hand and his magical money machine. New liver, new kidneys, whatever you need. So sell your antiques and we'll sow a seed. And I learned that sowing a seed basically means giving them money so that when you get to heaven, that's the seed you've sown. It's a good thing. Something good's going to happen to you in heaven. You're building it all up. Keep pumping the meter to feed the greed because you lacked faith that did not succeed. So that's like I was saying earlier on. If it doesn't work, they'll just come back at you and say you don't believe enough, which is really cruel.
Yeah.
It's a miracle, it's a miracle, it's a miracle. Devils of blindness go, devils of deafness leave by his magical right hand and his magical money machine. So this is the end part. Please don't throw away your insulin or get yourself in debt because Jesse wants a Falcon like Kenny's Gulfstream jet. So I thought, what's going to rhyme with Gulfstream jet? And I thought, debt, that's a good one. Because Jesse's plane's called a Falcon. I couldn't think what rhymed with that. So I was struggling there. Beware the psychic dentist, the unamazing grace. There's nothing wrong with your belief. It's them that's a disgrace. So during my research, I found there's so many of these fraudulent people. One was known as the psychic dentists because they actually start off as physicians or dentists and stuff, and people come to see them while they're working on people. They'll be telling them some healing stuff. And the unamazing Grace, I can't remember what she did, but she was probably pretty despicable as well, I'd imagine. So yeah, so that's it. So that took me a long time, Scott.
Yeah, but I love how you wrapped it up with is them that's that's a disgrace because it's like it I mean even though it's specifically about this faith healers kind of thing, there's like a bigger message, about control and freedom, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah.
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 Yeah, and then interspersed throughout, I'm saying God's hands, fortune's wheel, trying to feel something real.
That's
So
right, because
that
you changed it to be
yeah,
more suited.
the hands on the wheel thing wasn't working for this. But it's interesting. It falls a couple times. I don't know if you've heard this. Maybe it's just because I'm listening to my part, but where I say God's hands, and then right there, the way that's like the collage of us, you're saying his magical right hand right after I say God's hands,
Yeah,
and it just like makes this really cool a thing
yeah.
in my
I love the way
mind
this
of the two
turned out.
things colliding.
Yeah, I love the way this turned out. How the things do mesh together, and it's sort of like has crescendos and stuff. And I love the way your vocals are repeated.
Yeah,
Is it twice or three times, I think?
yeah,
Uh, and at the end, when the song changes to the sort of redemptive part, that your vocal soars across that part, even though that's already behind the sort of more frantic part.
yeah,
I think it just yeah, it really sounds quite spiritual in the end, which I think is quite apt.
yeah,
What happened?
yeah. I go at a little bit higher note at the end too. That
Aye,
ended up
yeah,
in the end part there too. So yeah,
yeah.
that also I think lifts it a bit there. Yeah.
It's handy that you have so many vocal tracks that you always supply. I mean, there's I don't know how many was that, about 12 or 14 or something like that. So there's plenty to choose from. And
Yeah.
then when it's all layered up
I give
together,
you
you can
some
have a
stuff to
massive
play
choir.
around with.
Yeah, yeah, plenty to work on. So I remember Daifine said that as well when you'd sent him like instantly loads and loads of tracks as well. So hello, Daifine, if you're watching.
You know what? You know, as I listened to the whole EP, because we also included two songs that we've done before, and I invite everyone to listen to the entire EP.
Yeah.
There's like a bit of a theme going on here.
Do you think so?
It seems
I
to
think
me.
musically, I was thinking it's a little bit disjointed because we've
Well,
got
maybe
the
musically, but I was thinking more lyrically, with like yeah, the ideas of home and chosen
family.
family, kind of
Yeah.
creating your own family. And then it's almost like it's a miracle is kind of like the dice in dicey in the trenches, trying making mistakes as you try to find your tribe.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah.
that was kind of what I was
Yeah.
linking
I
together.
was thinking, I've always been thinking, I'll just say this live on your show. I've got a proposition for you.
Oh,
This
really?
time, the next thing that we do, if we
Yeah.
do anything else, if you're up for it, I think the final, to cap the EP off, I would love to make a big, long David Bowie influenced piece, like on
Oh,
Diamond Dogs.
oh yeah.
And we could do the candidate type of thing,
Oh
a
yeah.
big, long story with lots of different parts, but with your voice on it. That would sound absolutely amazing. What do you say to that?
I say let's do it. This is like a 12-minute song or something.
Yeah, something really big with several movements in it, and
Just
it's in a
what the
sort of
kids just what the kids want.
like, yeah, yeah, that's gonna fly off the shelves, that way. The
Well,
algorithm's gonna love that. Yeah,
one has to entertain oneself.
well, exactly. I mean, it's basically for me. I want to write that song, and I want to have you singing on it. So, I think it's going to be
Yeah,
fantastic.
I would love to do that.
And we could try and make it sound like a sort of 70s production sort of
Yeah,
thing, you know?
yeah.
Ah, it's going to be
All right.
cool.
Well, I'll come up with a couple of ideas, and you come up with your ideas, and we'll mash it
Yep.
together.
I think we need a deep concept that can be stretched way across this. I think it's going to be an epic.
Yeah.
Think big. That'll be cool.
Well, it's tempting to get into kind of a AI thing.
Oh
I
no,
don't know. No, you don't want to go there?
absolutely not. You mean writing about AI, not
Yeah.
using AI?
No, no,
All
writing
right,
about
right, right. I was going to say, what are you thinking? No, no, yeah, yeah.
it.
That would be interesting. And sort of a 1984 type of thing about AI, possibly. I expect there's plenty of
Yeah,
people doing it right now.
but more subtle than Terminator. It's not big muscular machines.
Yeah.
I
We
think
could make
it's
it
going to
really
be.
meta by getting AI to write it as well. And we could get AI to write something about writing something about AI
Or we
and
could,
just,
or
just
once
tweet
we
it to
finish writing it, we could ask AI, we could ask ChatGPT, what do you think of this song? And get
Yeah.
their, and we could play their commentary on the, when we do the show again.
Yeah. Good idea. Good idea. So, have you got any more collaborations coming out, Scott?
I actually do. Well, there's another Hex Forms goth banger coming out, Vampire's Kiss.
That's not to do with your Vampire Everything song, is it? Is it an original one?
No. One's Vampire's Kiss and one's Vampire Everything. So that's completely different.
Completely different.
Yeah, whereas one is focusing on the kiss, the other one's focusing on everything else.
All the vampire
Oh, it's
stuff.
completely distinct.
Right. I'm absolutely loving the stuff you guys are doing together because, like I said at the start, I don't believe a lot of the stuff that gets called goth these days sounds like goth that I recognize, but that does. I mean, totally.
Yeah, that's kind of where we were coming from, I think. I think we were just kind of like, hey, let's just have fun and
Yeah.
make some real goth music and mash it with
Oh,
vampire reels
yeah.
and
But Bring Me One in Black, that's like genius as well. How much more goth could it get than that?
that was funny because that was one of these times I've done this once before where well this was a thing he built this up in my head because he's like I've had this song for 3 years or something. I know it's going to be great here. So the pressure was on.
Yeah.
And I wrote a whole song for it that was about something else entirely, and now I can't even remember what it was. But it wasn't. It just didn't have that goth, you know, kind of force to it.
Yeah.
And so I was
I
like,
absolutely love it when the guitars kick in. The guitars are superb on it. I mean, real old school stuff. Fantastic.
yeah.
And
But
the
then I
drums
was,
and the bass.
I think I was washing the dishes at this lovely establishment where I live, washing everyone's dishes when the I just decided to just play the music again, and it just flew into my head. Bring me one in black.
It's good because you're using your sort of deep goth voice as
Yeah,
opposed to your sort of falsetto, more sweet pop voice.
yeah,
So you've got a dual range going on there. It's great.
yeah.
Great work.
Thanks. Um, what's up for next for Burnt Log? Oh, you have an album coming out. Oh no, I shouldn't say
No,
that. No.
no, I've not got an album. I did have an album coming out. I did have an album come out a couple of months ago,
Yeah.
3 months ago. I've got this is my year of collaborations, so
Oh,
I
you're
just
doing
thought,
all collaborations this year? That's so
well,
cool.
no, I've done five, and I've also sang as a featured vocalist on someone else's song, which was pretty cool. So, how many have I released now? I've done the one with Andreas that just came out there. I've done this one with you. I've done the one with April Afternoon.
Mhm.
Next up, I've got one that you never know when you're allowed to say when or who you've got coming out with. But I've got
Yeah,
another
you
one
better
coming
not
up
say.
with
Better not say. Yeah,
somebody I've worked with before.
yeah.
And
I got another
then,
one coming out at I think it's at the beginning of October. I have another
right,
collab coming out too. Yeah, with someone different than Hex Forms.
right. I've been working on one with Daifine, actually. And I can say
Oh,
that because
nice.
he said that like a few months ago on your show. So
Yeah.
I'm just
What
waiting on him
and
finishing.
what is it about collabs that you like? Because obviously you're enjoy doing them, or you wouldn't be, unless you're just trying to punish yourself.
No, I'm enjoying it because it's kind of like being in a band, I suppose. Because
Mm,
I mean, I was in a band when I was really young, but I
yeah.
haven't really worked in a band since I've started doing this again. So just bouncing ideas off other people,
Mm,
seeing what they bring to the table, their different sounds that they specialize in, all of that. and also when you get to the promo part, it's nice to do it with someone else as well, rather than having to do it all yourself.
Oh,
Well, I
that's
have to
true.
say a
Yeah.
little bit of a
You
promo
kind of
fatigue
kind of
because these are
spur
coming
each
out
other
every
on.
month. Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't believe how much effort Yelmer from April Afternoon puts into the promo. I mean, he was just getting us on
Yeah, he did great. Yeah.
hundreds more playlists than I've ever managed to get on in the
Really?
past.
Wow. Yeah, because that one did
Yeah,
really well too. Yeah.
yeah, it was a good
That
one.
was a
I
great
really like the
song.
way that
Yeah.
turned out. The way it sounded was one of my most polished things so far, I think, that I've ever been involved in, because he uses a really good mixer, and he did a lot of the mixing himself to begin
Oh,
with,
is
and it
that right? Wow. Yeah.
sounded great. And it's his production skills that were really refreshing to me, because I don't really spend much time doing all the tricksy things, because I just want to get straight on with it and getting it finished.
Let's get on with it.
You've got James who can add all the fancy stuff for you. All the tricks and stuff out of his trick box. But Yelmer's a bit like that. He can do all of that kind of stuff. So that
Yeah.
was quite refreshing. So with Daifine, he does the mixing himself as well. So that's also good. He's going to be able to do all that and save a bit of money, which is always a good thing. Yeah.
That's true.
So we were planning to have that one out for sometime around Halloween season, because
Ah.
I've tried to make it sound a little bit sort of like pantomime, uh, gothy sounding,
Oh,
Adam's
cool.
Family type of thing. I don't know whether I've succeeded. I don't know what he's going to do with his
Oh,
part.
I'm excited to hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully he's watching this. It's going to spur him on, because there's a release date coming up. Hurry up, let's get it finished.
Yeah. It's I find with our collaboration, actually, I'm gonna boldly say with all your collaborations, there's a bit of at the heart of it is like some melancholy. Do you think? There's some kind of sadness or
Yeah,
melancholy going on.
yeah, I'd say so. I think that's a more um, to me, I'm just drawn to that. It's more interest. I'm not like a sad man or anything like that. But I just don't know. I think happy songs sound a little bit silly sometimes to me. For me, the music is always about taking yourself really seriously.
Hmm.
That's why I like to make it, because I want to put myself in something that sounds really serious.
Yeah.
If I put myself in something that sounds a little bit silly, a bit jolly, then I don't know. It's not my preference really. But I think you do the same, right? I mean, you've not appeared on any
Yeah.
comedy recently, have you?
No. Yeah. Yeah, I've always been drawn to that. I always say when I pick up a guitar, I will like instantly start playing a sad song. I don't know what it is. I just start
Yeah,
strumming,
absolutely.
and then next thing I know, it's yeah. And now that's been passed genetically to my son because he does the same thing. He'll pick up a guitar. He's only 13, but he'll pick up a guitar and start playing, or sit down at a piano and start playing, making stuff
Wow.
up, and it's
So,
just like
is,
really sad.
so is he a musician? Is he going to be recording some music as well?
I don't know if he will because I think the problem is my kids are too healthy. They were like grew up in like unconditional love, even though their parents are crazy and there's been crazy things that have gone on and are going on. Um, they really have this foundation of like a really good relationship with themselves. And
Yeah,
I think it's like he's not interested in performing for anyone, and he
yeah.
doesn't want to be on stage or anything like that. So I think he will. I wouldn't be surprised if he makes music and he just does it for himself.
Yeah.
Which is like,
What kind of music has he been making? Is it like synth music or indie music or what?
huh. Well, he's really into some shoegaze bands.
Right.
Um, so yeah, maybe it's like that, but also he favors playing this like acoustic classical guitar. So it,
Right.
it it doesn't sound shoegazy, but I think those kind of chord progressions are influence him, you know. So
That's an
it's
interesting
interesting.
new sort of genre, sort of
Yeah,
acousticy folk
uh,
shoegaze.
acoustic shoe.
Maybe onto something there. Yeah, that'd be good. I don't know how that would work without using the pedals though.
I can't
Yeah.
believe we're almost out of time already. Oh no, we have 4 more minutes. We have 4 more minutes.
Oh man,
Um, any last
pressure.
thoughts?
Knew you were going to answer that. You tell me there's 4 minutes and I've got to have
Beatles or
4 minutes
Stone?
to
Beatles
talk.
or Stones?
Neither actually. That's interesting because when I got into music when I was growing up, I just shunned everything from the past, didn't listen to any of the classics.
Ah,
Now, all these years later, I've never really listened to the Beatles or the Stones. And I think it's because they're so familiar, you just have heard them everywhere in your life
yeah, yeah.
that I've never went to seek them out and sit down and actually listen to them. What about you, Beatles or the Stones?
I think that's the same with me, but I have to say I favor the Beatles. I never liked the Rolling Stones. I don't
Yeah.
know. I just never liked Mick Jagger and his whole thing. So
I found their style of music just too kind of traditional. It wasn't
yeah,
really forward thinking as much as I could respect the Beatles for that because they obviously invented so much stuff and were coming up with new things all the time. But I just found the Rolling Stones just kind of safe, traditional sounding music. They maybe were a dangerous sort of band at the time and the things that they did and that were new to the public and morals and all of that. But I mean, I didn't think the music was ever that, groundbreaking. So I wasn't attracted to that. Can't think of well, I mean, I laterally got into progressive rock from the 70s.
okay.
So I do like a lot of King Crimson and that kind of thing
Mm.
because it's forward thinking at the time and it still sounds pretty forward thinking now, I think, and it's hugely influential. So
You know what?
yeah.
I loved Yes, but I was like, it's this says a lot about me musically probably, but I was so happy when it got to like the slow, beautiful parts, and you could hear
Yeah.
John Anderson singing in Yes. And then when they went in, I was just like, they lost me. You know, I'm just like, I don't know what that is. You know, just get me
Yeah,
to the next part where it's beautiful and John Anderson's voice is sailing.
yeah. I bought Tales from a Topographic Ocean just because it was so famous, and I thought, it sounded great, this concept, this massive sprawling double album, but I'd say I've never really listened to it properly because it's just so much whittling going on and just
Whittling,
diddling about, and you're like, come on, get on with it.
whittling
Yeah.
about. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, get straight to the point. Too much whittling.
Well, I'm so happy that you did this today. You had
Yeah,
some
well,
you had some reservations. We can be honest about that.
yeah, I don't know. I I just go about my existence and then I don't like things that are coming at me. So when you think, oh,
Okay.
I've got to do something, so that's why I said to you,
Well, just do it
all right,
today.
I'm going to do it. Do it now. So this is actually
I
release
don't want
day.
to think about it.
This is actually the release day for the song we've been talking about, and I haven't actually done any of the usual release day stuff. I've not pitched any playlists or done much thanking people for listening or any stuff. I've not even put the reel up on Instagram yet, which I'll do as soon as we're finished. So,
Yeah, yeah.
better get
Well,
on with it.
I think I'll put this out tonight too, so it'll be a little
Oh,
promo
that's cool.
too. Yeah, because I have another show coming out on Sunday. Um, yeah.
Right.
But, oh,
So
we're
I'm
gonna
going
get
to
cut
leave
off.
all that.
Thank you
Okay.
so much for sharing your thoughts. And yeah, I love what you did on this song. So it's nice in a collab. You can enjoy listening to it more, maybe too, because it's
Yeah.
someone else's part, you know. So it's kind
Well,
of fun.
thank you very much for, thanks. I'm glad that I agreed to do this.